atheromatous obstruction. Vascular surgery could remove or bypass it, but there ought to be a better approach, and there is. Transluminal angioplasty. Transluminal angioplasty entails a modest yet sophisticated equivalent of the surgical exposure. Minimum trauma, emotionally as well as physically. Most importantly, it works. The first case treated was an 83-year-old female, bedridden with gangrene, who refused amputation and said she intended to die with both feet on. Arteriography showed a localized subtotal obstruction of her superficial femoral. Runoff disease was also present below the knee. At 2 p.m., January 16, 1964, and at 2:20 p.m., immediately after the dilatation. Blood flow and pulses returned immediately. Pain ceased that night. Here's a 2-year follow-up arteriogram. Until terminal heart failure, nearly 3 years after the procedure, she stayed on her feet, both of them. Case 2 in a series, now over 200. Simple stenosis, pre- and post-dilatation. Judging from the requisition, our third patient was not exactly referred for treatment. Here's the superficial femoral occlusion due for endarterectomy. As requested, we didn't touch it. Nobody said anything about his deep femoral, though. A severe stenosis. It took only a moment to dilate it. 5 years and 37 days later, and it's still open, which is good, since the endarterectomy failed, and without an adequate deep femoral, his leg would long since have been lost. It is reasonable to hope that transluminal dilatation will someday replace the current management of renal artery stenosis. Perhaps it will have a role in a future sophisticated attack on coronary narrowing. So much for the future.
It was futuristic. It was futuristic. We all had the feeling, that's the way we have to go, that's fantastic. In the city of Frankfurt, each month an angiological meeting. And Dr. Grünzig came to Frankfurt also with his boss, and he heard the results, and on the way back to him, he said, this should be of interest for us too. What do you think about I go to Zeitler to learn this procedure?
He learned what they called the Dotter method from Zeitler, brought it back to Zurich and used it for a short while, but then found out that it wasn't good enough, and he came up with the idea of the balloon together with other people at the same time, but his balloon that he concocted was the only one that worked.